and welcome to the United Stand. We're live at 11 o'clock. It's a new show. It's not a new show. It's Red Rumours. It's our transfer show. We've moved it back to 11 o'clock because I was watching Liverpool versus Man City. How to beat Man City. Oh, how to beat Man City. Maybe you need to attack them and press them, Jose. It just makes me despair about what we did in December. We got ourselves into a shout of the title by beating Arsenal and Watford and Newcastle and playing really good football. We get City at Old Trafford and we sit back and play long ball. It is frustrating, but that's what next season's all about, isn't it? Next season's about getting it right, and this is what the transfers will hopefully feed into. So I'm going to start off with two big things, and then we'll get on to this £200 million transfer swap that's been widely reported. But I need to start off with something that's pretty hot off the press in relation to Fabinho. Fabinho's desperate to come to Manchester United. Shock, horror. This is the big news at the moment. It's been filtering around all evening. Lots of different outlets are picking it up. I think it deserves a like, this video, because I was spot on 11 o'clock live. Right, I wasn't late bridge as normal. But Fabinho wants to sign for Manchester United, apparently, and it's over a lot of reports. Now, actually, when you do a little bit of detective work, which I'm good at, it all comes back to The Sun, and it's not Neil Custis from The Sun. I forget the name of the person, but it's not something that massively gets me excited. Fabinho to Manchester United gets me excited. If you saw Fernandinho for Man City tonight against Liverpool, now Liverpool wiped the floor with Man City, but I felt Fernandinho was one of Man City's best players, and he has been all season. I would take Fernandinho over Matic. Now, I know a lot of people find that controversial, but it's just because of the type of player that Fernandinho is. He's quick, he breaks the ball up, play up, and he gives it to the better players, and he's quick. And that's what I want. I think United's midfield is too slow and static, and that's what Fabinho would do. That's why Man City and Pep would like Fabinho, because he breaks up the play quickly and he gets rid of the ball. And that's literally what United need in their midfield, and that's why I would like Fabinho. But I don't buy into this Fabinho wants to come to Manchester United nonsense just because it's in The Sun, and it's booming everywhere. You'll have picked it up on some outlet now. Maybe this is the first one you've seen it, but it's only in The Sun. Now, The Sun have been right about some things in the past, but I don't think Fabinho's going to be plain sailing, although he did come out with a comment this week saying that he's not had any. The truth is he's had no contact from anybody, and there was a big rumour last weekend, I think, that he was going to go to PSG, but he's saying he's had no contact from anybody. Oh, I must just remind you as well, before I move on to the next thing, I want to talk about Umtiti. I want to talk about this 200 million thing as well, which is really interesting, but I just must remind you, we've got a link in the video description through BetBull. This came in today, exclusive to the United Stand. Really, really good offer. They are giving away, exclusive to United Stand sign-ups, a brand new iPhone. A brand new iPhone will be won by one of you lot. How do you enter? Link in the video description. Download the BetBull app. You've just got to download it, sign up, put a £5 bet on, screenshot it, and send it to me on Twitter at Mark Goldbridge or soccerboxtv@gmail.com. We're not going to discriminate because people aren't on Twitter. So, link in the video description to BetBull. Sign up, put a £5 bet on, and you will go into the draw to win a brand new iPhone through the United Stand and BetBull. Link in the video description for that. Screenshot your £5 bet. Doesn't matter what your £5 bet's on. Just put a £5 bet on, screenshot it, and at me on Twitter at Mark Goldbridge, or screenshot it and send us a picture of it, soccerboxtv@gmail.com. Then we'll know who's entered. And what I would say is, normally when we do these sort of promotions, we get around 20 people. So you've got a 1 in 20 chance of winning an iPhone. This is not open to other channels, other Twitter accounts. It is exclusively through the United Stand. So the link is in the video description for that. Make sure you have a go, because one of you is going to win an iPhone. Bottom and back of the net. Anyway, I'll remind you about that at the end, but let's talk about Umtiti. We spoke about Umtiti a little bit on this channel, and I did a video on That's Football about it, because he actually said and confirms that Manchester United are in for him. He's got a £50 million release clause, and he's only thinking about Barcelona at the moment. Well, he's thinking a lot about Barcelona at the moment, because he scored a goal tonight for Barcelona in the Champions League against Roma, and then he was snogging the badge. He was snogging the Barcelona badge. So I don't think there is much chance of him coming to Manchester United. And I feel that, like a few of you said, and like we said as well, it's got that air of a Sergio Ramos used Manchester United for a contract. So we need to be very level-headed about that he may well be using us for a new contract, Umtiti, but he was always worth going for because £50 million, he's a bargain, but I think he'll stay at Barcelona. And as I said, why would he leave Barcelona? Sticking with Real Madrid, we finally get to what the title of this show is all about, Mourinho's 200 million transfer swap. Now, a bit like the Fabinho story is floating all around everywhere at the moment. This has been floating around for a little bit of today and a little bit of yesterday. I think it started in the Manchester Evening News, and effectively Real Madrid have offered up 3 players to to Manchester United. It's not a retainer, it's not if they give these 3 back, but basically Real Madrid have said these 3 players are potentially available this summer, but we want first dabs on 3 players of yours. So the 3 players that Real Madrid are apparently offering up: Gareth Bale, Luka Modric, Toni Kroos. And the 3 players that they're interested in: De Gea, Pogba, Martial. I mean, for me, this says exactly what the problem is with Manchester United at the moment. That we are looking at signing Modric, Kroos and Bale, who are all in their late 20s. Good players, but all in their late 20s. And Real Madrid want De Gea, who is young for a goalkeeper, in his mid-20s. And like, goalkeepers go till their 30s, sometimes 40. So De Gea is a very young goalkeeper. And obviously Pogba and Martial are young talents. So we're going to give up our young talents to get some fading talents. I mean, that is where United are going wrong for me. As much as Man City got destroyed by Liverpool today, they have got a lot of young talents coming through. And I tweeted this out as well, and it's very, very true. Leroy Sané, I really like. He was crap tonight for Man City. He was crap. But he kept going, and it just didn't work for him. He had a really bad game. There's no way Pep Guardiola will drop him for the return leg. He will take him aside and say, I'm developing you, you're a top talent, and I believe in you, and you've just got to keep going. And that's what Pep will do. Martial has a bad game for Manchester United, and he's dropped. And that's the big difference. United under Mourinho need to stop buying people in their late 20s and sticking with them, and actually developing younger players that other teams want. And it wouldn't surprise me if Real Madrid did want De Gea, Pogba and Martial, because they are all 3 potential world-class players. De Gea already is. Would I want Toni Kroos at Manchester United? Of course I would. Would I want Luka Modric at Manchester United? Of course I would. Would I want Bale at United? I don't know. Depends who for. But this is where United are going wrong. And this is I have never heard of a triple swap. So I don't think we're going to get Bale, Kroos and Modric for De Gea, Pogba and Martial in a million years. That's not what I'm saying. But this story is sort of saying that Real Madrid are saying that these are players that we're thinking of moving on, and we'd like some of these if you're thinking of moving them back. I just think that it wouldn't surprise me if Mourinho did it, for one, because he loves players who are around their late 20s, and he doesn't like developing players. But if we do that, I mean, that's just brilliant from Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid probably will look at move. But look, the reality is, and I'll keep saying this till the cows come home, Bale is leaving Manchester United. Bale is leaving Real Madrid. He's going to go. He's 29 this summer. He's going to go. They've had enough of him. They want to move him on. He served the purpose. He's going to go. Modric, Kroos, I think they'd be silly to let them go. But this is what Real Madrid are thinking about doing. I think Real Madrid will win the Champions League. That's 3 Champions Leagues in a row. It's unprecedented in the modern era. And I think they'll be looking to rebuild a new team. And I think Zidane might go as well. And I think they'll be looking at the likes of Milankovic, Verratti and people like that. And maybe Modric and Kroos will be moved on whilst they've still got a high value and whilst somebody's willing to buy them at the back end of their career. Christian Medina says, hope Fletch gets Santa Clara, USA for fan cams. Oh no, he says hopes Flex gets to Santa Clara, USA for the fan cams. He's talking about the US tour. He lost me for a moment. And Jared Pesserman says, can't happen. De Gea and Martial are worth more than all of those 3. It just shows you what Manchester United fans think about Martial and De Gea as well, that we wouldn't consider getting Kroos or Modric for them. Hasn't De Gea signed a new contract? False news, says Ryback United. He's rumoured to be signing a new contract. He hasn't signed it yet, and that story was always that it was going to be signed before the World Cup. Anyway, if it happens, sell the club to Real Madrid, says INFC. Mourinho should put Pereira in goals for a while, Joel Pereira. We keep our best young ones, we will have a great team in a season or 2, says Red Prepper. I totally agree with that. I'm really, really, really passionate that we do keep hold of some of these young players. And I personally don't think there's much in this story between Real Madrid and Manchester United, but it did concern me a little bit because it's the whole De Gea thing which we've not really heard I'm worried about Gareth Bale. I don't know what you lot think. I'm worried about Gareth Bale because he's definitely going to leave Real Madrid. He's 29 in the summer. He struggles to play 50% of his team's games a season. And I just feel that Ed Woodward and Mourinho think that Gareth Bale is a massive Galactico status signing that Manchester United have to make, and everybody's going to be really excited about it. And I think, I don't know, get in the comments, what do you genuinely think about it? Because if we're just signing Gareth Bale for £50 million, I would sign him. But if it involves De Gea, Martial, or any more than £50 million, I think it's a bad deal. I think for £50 million, and we just bring him into the squad, yeah, let's give it a go. It's worth a risk. But he's not a world superstar when he can only play half the games. He's not a world superstar when we're only going to get him for 2 years before he fades like a... I nearly said a fart, but you know what I mean. He will fade. It worries me, and I think United are focused on Gareth Bale, and it worries me. It really does, because I just think it's a red herring, and I don't think it's the right signing to go for. Ali Tahar Ahmed says, I will take Modric all day. When he's fit, he cannot get in Madrid's side, says Breach69. Bale is past his best. I would not like Bale at United, says Giselle Cesar. And get Leon Bailey, says Logan McCullough. Look, if we had Pochettino as our manager, and I'm not saying we should, I would think Pulisic, Leon Bailey, Timo Werner, these are players that we would probably be looking at. Unfortunately, I hope he can change in this area, but Mourinho doesn't go out and sign those sort of players. He doesn't do that, and as much as we would want him to, he doesn't do that. So I never really feel that we're going to do it. I mean, what's the youngest player that Jose Mourinho has signed at Manchester United? I think it's 23, isn't it? I can't think of anyone young under 23, and there's been a lot of young talent out there, but we haven't gone for it. Winning titles is our goal next season. Our young players are improving, says Paradox RNA. And I think I agree with Andrew Kay. Kroos is the best player in the world. He's the best midfielder in the world. And Andrew was saying this on the watch along earlier on. He's a fantastic player, Toni Kroos, and I would love him at Manchester United. And if there's an opportunity to get him, I would get him. I would feel the same about Modric as well. Our midfield is just bereft of talent. It's not good enough. Pogba's not performing to the level he should be. Matic, I think, is already fading, and he's not quick enough. We need some pace and diversity in that midfield, and we need some tenacity, and we need some class and consistency. And the only person who's consistent is Matic, but I don't feel he's quick enough. Kroos is the only one of the three worth a dime, says Biosphere. Douglas Costa was poor against Real Madrid, said SB. Douglas Costa, I've said it before, he's a fantastic player, but he's very inconsistent. A lot of people talking about the Man City-Liverpool game. I've taken my notes. I watched the game. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock is our preview show for Manchester City versus Manchester United. So I'm not going to go into that in depth. Suffice to say, I've got some quite big things I want to say, having watched Man City tonight, having seen United this season, about big mistakes we've made in the past. And I think Saturday is a huge game for United, regardless of the team that Man City put out. I don't want to get too much into that, but regardless of the team Man City put out, Mourinho... it's massive on Saturday. I can't wait to do the video at 1 o'clock, because I think you're going to see a different side to me in relation to what I think about Jose Mourinho. I think Saturday's game is symbolic, and if he does it the way he should do, I think I'm going nowhere. If he does what some people suspect he might do, I'm very concerned about Jose Mourinho as our manager. I think it's a massive game, so don't miss the preview tomorrow in relation to that. We have another super chat here. It's from Christopher. Christian Medina, he says Mourinho will come good, faith and patience. Don't think people need to be that patient. I think we'll find out a lot about Mourinho on Saturday. Just on the US tour, we will hopefully be out there doing fan cams. 1 PM tomorrow UK time is the preview. Really looking forward to that. We'll have the formation and all that jazz out. Alexandro is a must, says D_G1. I think Kieran Tierney is an interesting one as well. If Man City win Saturday, they win the title, says Dara Claffey. Again, I've got another theory on that. Watch tomorrow. I've got a lot of things I want to say. Jose will not lose on Saturday, says John Allen. We wouldn't notice Matic's lack of speed if we had someone like Kroos alongside him, says London Brawls. Yes, I'm not saying get rid of Matic, and we're not going to get rid of Matic. I just think that he needs somebody that isn't Fellaini, McTominay next to him. He needs somebody with a bit more speed around him. I mean, I like Fernandinho at Man City. I know he's not glamorous, but you don't need your CDM to be glamorous. You need them to just be quick. And he's quick and he breaks the play up, and I like that. That's why I'd love Fabinho, going back to the start. Career at MCD says Chelsea are the best. They're really not. Not unless you're living it 12 months ago. And we should never get rid of De Gea, says Manchester United, which I agree. Harry Lang says United fans want instant success but want the manager to develop players and play them. But if we do that, there's less chance of us winning the title sooner. Maybe Jose is just trying to win a title as soon as possible. I would look at Asensio, says LW10. Fellaini must go, says Chris Windle. He's sort of gone on the quiet, hasn't he, Fellaini? I mean, looking at players that might leave Manchester United, I still think as the closer you get to the summer, the less you know. Last summer we thought we were going to get rid of a lot of players. I don't know. This summer Carrick's going to retire, and beyond that I would imagine Darmian and Blind. Fellaini hopefully as well. That's 4. Maybe that'll be it. Jared Pesserman, 4 targets will be Savic, Koulibaly, Sandro and Dybala. Interesting. And Cheyenne Ahmed's, which positions in the starting 11 need addressing? Midfield, 2 midfielders need bringing in. Left back needs resolving, and we need to find out what our centre-back partnership is as well. And we need to develop this style of play into a much quicker, faster, dynamic side. It's too slow. I think we should get Goulam, says Jake Elliott. Yes, he's the left back, isn't he? Is he the Napoli left back? Ideal players for these positions, says Cheyenne Ahmed. Well, we've discussed it in the past. I do like the look of Milankovic-Savic. I like Fabinho as a left back. If it's not going to be Luke Shaw, I agree. I think Alexandro's good. Centre-back pairing, I think either is going to have to be Baye and Rojo or Baye and Lindelof. If not, go and buy someone like Varane or Umtiti, which obviously I think is unlikely now. You've got Fosu Mensah, Twansibi coming back. They need to be more involved. I'd still give Pereira a go. You've got to develop Chong and Gomez next season. And then I think retain Martial, Mata, and build, and I think we'll be fine. I think that will actually be fine for Manchester United. I really do. Remember to smash the like button, everybody. This is the first 11 o'clock show we've ever done for Red Rumours, and we don't normally do 11 o'clock live. And there's a lot of people watching, which is great, and it's got me thinking maybe we should do 11 o'clock shows a little bit more. So would love to know what your thoughts are on that. I don't know how it fits with people around the world, but there's a lot of people watching, so do drop a like on the video. We can't lose De Gea because we would concede more, says Alex Feenan. Very simple, very accurate. I just wish Jose would leave, says Gazel Caesar. Very simple, very personal. Jadef Merchandani has made a contribution. Thank you. He says, buy Kovacic, Asensio, Cruz, Vidal, James, Lemar, Umtiti. Lots of signings. All very good. Jamie says, Alderweireld, Meunier, Fabinho, Vidal, Mertens, Willian. Is it true about the rumours selling Pogba, says Career MCD? I haven't heard anything new about it. When's the next Skype show, says Mark. When's the next Skype show, Mark, says Hyper Hassan. Next Skype show will be straight after the Man City game. So we're building towards that now, really, aren't we? We've got the preview at 1 o'clock tomorrow. We've got an 8 o'clock show on Thursday night. We've got Friday night at 8 o'clock, and then it'll be Saturday. Saturday we'll have a watch along all the way through. We've got fan cams. Sophie's doing the fan cams because Flex is in Vegas. So Sophie's debut interviewing for fan cams is going to be at the Etihad. Hopefully that'll be a positive. And obviously the next Skype show, will be straight after the Man City game. So we'll be taking your call straight after. So I'm sure that's going to be a very, very watchable show. Thanks for the live show tonight, Mark, says Jesse Ellsberg. 3 PM in California is a great time slot. And Brandon Bezic says, a lot of our transfer targets from Serie A. How do you feel about that, Mark? It's risky to take too many players from one league. What a comment. What a really good comment. I sort of touched on this a few times over the last few weeks. Be very wary of the Serie A. I watch a lot of Serie A, as people will know if they watch That's Football, because I mention it all the time. And some people have said, let's get Jorginho and let's get the Milankovic-Savic, and I've always said get one, don't get both, because there is a risk with Serie A. Serie A is probably the most competitive league to watch this season. It's not one of the best leagues in Europe. Premier League's one of the best. La Liga's one of the best. The German league's better than Serie A, and I'd say Serie A is probably the 4th best league. It's the best one to watch, but as we've seen, AC Milan against Arsenal wiped the floor with them, really. Juventus and Spurs. I know Juventus beat them, but Spurs were just bloody naive. It's not a great league. It's not a great league comparative to the Premier League. There are players that can come out of that league and be good, but it's very difficult to... You can't go into Serie A and take Dybala, Milankovic-Savic and Jorginho and expect all three to be successful in the Premier League. They could do, but it's risky. I wouldn't throw all my eggs into one Serie A basket, is what I'm saying. On the other hand, I would take Milankovic-Savic. And obviously I would take Dybala as well, but you've got to be very, very, very careful. I wouldn't take Jack Wilshere, whoever's on about that. Injury prone and... Yeah. Sanel says that Toni Kroos has got a 435 million release clause. He ain't going anywhere. It depends if release clauses are only as strong as the appetite of the club to keep the player. If Real Madrid want to move him on, they won't demand £400 million. Seri from Napoli, Emil. I think Seri's at... Are you talking about Seri from Nice? Here we go. I'll throw this question to you. Kroos or Milankovic-Savic, who would you take? I mean, for me, it's got to be Kroos every single time. Jay thinks that Serie A is the third best league. I don't know. I mean, it's not hands down. La Liga and Premier League are the best too. But I do think a lot of German teams would beat Serie A teams. I mean, it's not... Bayern Munich's better than anything that's in the Italian league. Beyond Bayern Munich is when it starts to get a little bit closer. Right, let me just recap anyway. We've spoke about Fabinho, we've spoke about Umtiti, we've spoken about this transfer swap. Remember to smash that like button. I'd like to get 500 likes before we go off there. A lot of people saying Kroos any day, which doesn't surprise me. Toni Kroos is definitely the best. And yes, let me just remind myself, we've got this. This is exclusive to this video as well. I should have made it more clear at the start of the video. This is exclusive. We're going to give, the winner's going to be announced tomorrow. Probably going to do it on the 8 o'clock show tomorrow to give you a good 24 hours to do this. So the link's in the video description for BetBull. All you've got to do, download it. It's available on Apple or Android. Download it through the link in the video description. Put a bet on for £5. Doesn't matter what it is. If you want a tip from me, bet that both teams will score on Saturday in the Manchester derby or the Liverpool-Everton derby, because they will. Any £5 bet you want to do, screenshot your bet. Email me a screenshot to soccerboxtv@gmail.com, or if you're on Twitter, screenshot me at Mark Goldbridge, the £5 bet, and that automatically will put you into the draw to win a brand new iPhone. A brand new iPhone, exclusive to the United Stand, via BetBull. Nobody else is winning that phone apart from one of you lot who download the app, put a £5 bet on, and send me a screenshot of that bet at Mark Goldbridge or soccerboxtv@gmail.com, and we will pick a winner from those entries at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Well, we'll announce it at 8 o'clock tomorrow night on the show. So it's a great prize. It's our best prize ever, an iPhone, a brand new iPhone. So links in the video description for that. Give it a go. I like it when we can give stuff back. So it's not just, go and do this, go and do that. We're actually going to give a prize away, which is always good. So thanks everyone for watching. Really enjoyed the show. I hope you have. Let us know about the 11 o'clock thing. It's only because of the Champions League, but we can do it at this time, and we do tend to do videos at this time off the cuff more in the summer, because sometimes you get news at 10:30. Really enjoyed it. Make sure you get on to the BetBull thing if you're interested in winning the iPhone. Remember, you've got to be over 18 and do gamble responsibly. But iPhone is up for grabs. Thanks for watching. Give us your thoughts on all the transfer news. Fabinho, Kroos, Modric, Bale. Bale's an interesting one. And Umtiti. Is that the end of Umtiti? Because he's been snogging with the Barcelona badge tonight. See you all later. Thanks for watching.